Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now today, William Samoei Ruto was presiding over a pass-out parade for Kenya prison cadets at Prison Staff Training College in Ruiru, Kiambu County. And he used that opportunity to pronounce himself on the issues touching on Pastor John Mackenzie with the activities at Shakahola village. Ruto has described Mackenzie as a criminal and a terrorist posing as a pastor. According to him, in real sense, he is actually calling for regulation of the church as far as those people who are teaching doctrine that is against the Constitution of Kenya. Number one, if you are a pastor and you are teaching against people going for medical treatment, then you are a terrorist. You must be arrested. If you are a pastor and you are teaching doctrine that is against people or children going for basic education, that means going to school, you are a criminal and you must be arrested for that. According to him, Mackenzie must be prosecuted and his space is in jail. Listen to William Ruto shortly, then from here we are going to continue with this conversation to understand why a U-turn.
As you look into the big space available to you to correct, to provide correctional service, to rehabilitate those who are offenders, and to reform them so that they can reintegrate into society, that we must as a nation continuously look out for those who want to abuse even the religious sector, people who are masquerading as religious people, yet what they do is contrary to the teachings and to the beliefs of religion, whether they are Christians, Muslim, or indeed any other religion. What we are seeing in Kilifi, in Shakahola, is akin to terrorists. There is no difference between Mr. Mackenzie, who pretends and postures as a pastor, when in fact he is a terrible criminal. Terrorists use religion to advance their heinous acts. People like Mr. Mackenzie are using religion to do exactly the same thing. I want to say that the government of Kenya, and I have instructed the agencies responsible to take up the matter and to get to the root cause and to the bottom of the activities of religious or people who want to use religion to advance weird, unacceptable ideology in the Republic of Kenya that is causing unnecessary loss of life. Let me also say that any religious group that preaches against the tenets of the Constitution, any religious institution that teaches against seeking medical attention or going to school, those responsible should be prosecuted. Those institutions and those religious institutions should be closed down because they are working against the collective interest of the people of Kenya. Let me say, for the avoidance of doubt, that people like Mackenzie and all other terrorists and criminals do not belong to any religion. They belong to jail, and that is where they should be.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Master, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, what Ruto has done today is literally agreeing with the position of one Mama Ida Odinga. Ruto is agreeing that our churches, mosque, and any other religion need to be regulated going forward. That is actually what he has said. He is using too much words to describe one thing. He should have just said that we are calling for regulation of churches, that they must be checked on what they are doing, what kind of doctrine they are teaching. Is it in line with the Constitution of Kenya? Because what Ida Odinga was calling for is a religion that is going to be in line even with the Constitution of Kenya. As a president, you take an oath of office to protect the Constitution of Kenya. Anyone who goes against the Constitution of Kenya, he must be dealt with. The truth is that Mackenzie was going against the Constitution of Kenya. Everyone has a right to life. And it is the duty of the government of the day to secure lives. That's why if you try to take yourself, if you try to take your own life, the state will use every means possible to stop you. Come on, a suicide or whichever means. That's why you see they are going further to arrest those people who are in a strike hunger in the name of fasting to die so that you can go to heaven. Hii ni mbingu gani yenye watu wanaenda wakitumia hii njia ya lazima hii? So the state will go to an extent of even opening a file for you for prosecution. Watakushtaki kwa madai ya kwamba ulikuwa unataka kujiua. So it is the duty of the government to secure life. Everyone has a right to life. I'm just wondering if indeed Mackenzie, Pastor Mackenzie, not Mackenzie, Mackenzie, if indeed he's not a terrorist, how come he was burying people without even acquiring a burial permit? If what he was doing was right, why was he not going for burial permit? Because in this country, we have census. It is a continuous exercise. When children are born, we take statistics. They are given a birth certificate. When people die, they are given death permit. It's also a certificate. So as the person has died, that's what we remain with. But this one, there is no any burial permit. So it tells you this is indeed a terrorist coming in the name of the Lord, using the Bible to kill massively. I'm just asking myself a question. Where was William Ruto when Gachagua was against the position of Mama Ida Odinga? Where was William Ruto to tell Gachagua no? Where was William Ruto when Gachagua was demonizing Raila Odinga for calling for regulation of churches going forward? Why he never told Gachagua no? Sasa today, maji imezidi unga. It confirms this one has now exposed the government of William Samoei Ruto as the most incompetent government. Because the questions people will be asking themselves today, where was the RC of Coast Region? Where was the regional commander? Where was the county commission of Kilifi County when this was happening? That is the person who is representing one William Ruto. Where was the chief of that area? The office down there representing the president. Hata ile ofisi ya chief pale chini, sub chief, wameandika hapo the office of the president. That's the lowest office of the president down there to your village. So a chief is a representative of the state, and therefore she or he represent the government of the day and the president in the office. All these people, they were sleeping. So they have exposed how this government is incompetent. Where was the intelligence that always give report to the president? President, his deputy, is a consumer of intelligence report. Where were they? There's no way people will die in this country and the government end up not having any idea of that kind of activities. Were they just silent? And now they realize that it is beyond hiding, so they just have to come out and speak about it. Did the state knew about this thing and they were keeping quiet? And now someone just exposed them and they had no any other way to hide but just now to come out and agree to what is happening. These are so many questions that Kenyans, I have seen them asking on social media platforms. So Ruto should be asking, where was Kithure Kindiki, the CS for Interior? If it was Matiang'i would have been in that area the same day the first incident happened. He would have camped there. I'm sure even they will not get to the end of this matter in the manner in which they are trying to do this, because even police officers are overwhelmed. They are now asking locals to help them to exhume the bodies. Even they don't have the proper equipment. Wanatumia tu jembe kufukua hiyo mili sasa. So now we are seeing a president who has changed his mind. Now he's speaking the language that Azimio was speaking. So now you can see the incompetence we are having now in the office and the lies these people were giving to Kenyans during campaign. So we must separate lies from the truth and understand what people are looking for indeed when they come to campaign. So these people were targeting vote. They did not care what the influence of their own word was going to cause in this country. So the president is coming when it's too late to issue this statement. I don't know your views, but for me, I see an incompetent government that has proved that it can never be trusted even with the lives of Kenyans. Many people have lost life in the hands of this government. Walikuwa wanalala. Let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you and see you in our next video. But please help us by subscribing to this channel.